King Faisal and King Abdulaziz University of Technology in Thual, a red city, close to the Red Sea in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. What were they discussing about? Global Sustainable Development Goals. Where are we? Where are other countries? Or where are we heading to? Because in the next 6.5 years, barely less than 7 years, and exactly on the 31st of December, coming 2030, the world will converge in any city, only God knows, to discuss about what we have done in addressing sustainable development goals, individually, in groups, as a government, community, or a system. I was privileged because I don't think I deserve that opportunity to have received a formal invitation by the Higher Education Group to attend that Global Sustainable Development Congress. And one fascinating thing that happened during the opening was almost every single participant wanted to join the education group. When it was time to break into syndicate groups, everybody was saying, where is education? Where is climate action? Where is environment? But it shouldn't come as a surprise because what the TEDx Modoji aims to achieve in terms of reflection is also about education. But then, many people define education. Some people think the four walls of classroom is education. Others think to have a high school certificate is also part of education. Some think to be in the classroom as a teacher. Others define it the Augustus Comte way. Others define it the Mendel way. Others define it Albert way. The aspiring people that just came in here define it from the disability by ability perspective. All of them are correct. What does education mean? Although there are many books printed and published in English language, the more reason why some people think if you cannot speak English, or if you speak it the bad way like I do, you offended God. But that's not the reality. This is also a fascinating education, regardless of the underage. This boy does not have to look neat. You don't have to eat food on the plates. You also don't have to be on the social media. But some people require this knowledge, and he can write op-ed. He is also providing education. Yes, some people will say, but how? The reality is, until we start seeing education this way, this way, this way, this way, before we agree that education is a way of life. This woman sells vegetables. This lady has a tailoring skills. This guy is a carpenter. This guy has a welding and fabrication skills. They are all called education. Today in a contemporary Katsina, if you walk on Modoji Road and you are looking for a carpenter and you can't find one, you are in a dilemma of asking yourself, why do I go from here? Because that's an education you don't have. If you walk the street of Jerry, you hardly find somebody cutting firewood, simply because the people there don't use it largely. But that person provides education, because if you go into our typical old city, you see many of them providing solutions. They are also educated in their own way. You don't have to be in the four walls of classroom. All what education means, the output should give solution to people. If the output does not provide solution, then we beg to ask, what does this education mean? Regardless of those who are in the picture, this woman is not only selling tomatoes, but she's also happy because she is providing solution to the society. Reflecting all of this will tell you that where do we define education? Yes, like what my learned senior colleague says, we should believe that we still need the certificates and we need the skills. But marrying them together is what is needed in the 21st century. It may not interest you to know that 86.7%, yes, 86.7% of skilled personnel in the most densely and highly populated industrial world, that is the northeastern USA, do not have certificates. The government is trying to certify them, but they already know that they have skills. Singapore is battling with increase in number of prison inmates, but those who did not commit crime. What do? I will look for you on the streets. I fight you with a drama. You take me to court. I know you are suing me. And I know that the kind of fights that is reported is landing me to 10 years in prison. But what happened? When I go to prison, I will be engaged into skills. I could be a tailor, or mechanic, or any other skilled person. In the end, I earn allowances every month because other companies outside are looking for my job every day. We are taken through a bus to go and do our services and return back home. What happened to the person who's suing? Every month we divide the money into two. He gets 50%, I sleep in the comfort of my zone in the evening, and I still provide solution. That is why Singapore government is now saying, no, when they report the case, investigate. Maybe it is a planned crime. Somebody wants to sleep. Because in prison, you have assurance of 1, 2, 3 square meals, nice bed, and some money. That is in Singapore. In Nigeria, just think about if data network will go off for 48 hours. So you cannot update your status to sell your products. You cannot also comment. You cannot remind debtors to pay your debts. I remember all of that. Where do you think your life will be? Miserable indeed. So the education provided by just WhatsApp status is that people sell their products. We have, for every 10 businesses, 8 of them are offline shops. They are only on the phones. So if you agree with me, this kind of education is defined because it provides solution. There was once a joke. A principal standing by the door of her school, expecting a new teacher posted to her school. This teacher is no other one than an English teacher. Upon seeing a young smart boy coming in, she said, "Are you the new English teacher posted to my school?" And the guy said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Go back. You are not going to teach our children this kind of language." Ladies and gentlemen, this woman is not looking for a first-class student in English. She is looking for somebody who can speak English. From 2020, when the world went to sleep, specifically Nigeria on the 23rd of March, we never thought that would have happened. The whole country went to sleep. Everybody stayed at home round the clock. We are even scared to shake our loved ones. Face masks, hand sanitizers. Some of you who don't know that their hand was actually fair, so the fairness because they wash it every now and then. Before then, it looks darker than mine. Some people also thought they will not put weight because every time they put on the scale, 42. Because of the pandemic, some say, "Oh my God, 70. Really? They may not even have taken any nutrition. But connecting this to education will tell you that this is the way to go. This guy knew that he is a graduate, but he still decided to hit the hammer. If I tell you about his story, you'll be fascinated. This lady is currently in Germany She was invited by Chevrolet to go there and learn new technologies of repairing cars. This mechanic garage is now in Kano, in Sokoto. The last time of my visit was in March, and it was fascinating to know that the number of hijabi girls that are coming in to learn this keep increasing. The education could be uncovered when you look beyond somebody's face. One day in the evening, I think it was in 1900, we were in primary 2, I remember. Yusuf was in primary 3 because he was ahead of us. We were trekking in the jungle. Two mind-blowing things happened. One, it was Yusuf that first saw the hyena. I could not figure it out because he has very sharp eyes. He also saw the lion, and he also saw a cat. I like baits, but not lion. So I was keenly looking at the cat. Lo and behold, as Morgan will call it, we saw the lion and the hyena following the footsteps of the cat. And once in a while the cat would say, wait, I think you are going faster. Slow down. And the lion will say, okay, ma, thank you. So we meant to answer, lion, the king of the jungle. Hyena, another powerful one, listening to a small cat. We said, good morning, cat. He said, hi, how may I be of help? Please tell us what we don't know. What we know is, this is the king, but you are now taking control. Before cat could mince any word, Lion the king said, she is computer literate. She has education. We all need big by size. We don't have education. Squirrel came in quick and said, hey, Lion King, does this mean we are going to be receiving instruction from her? He said, not only instruction, she has the power of AI in her. So she will not even direct, she will direct a machine to direct you. So, that was when Koala came in, slowly, and he says, Lion King, I have heard you talking about AI. How about us that want to crawl quick, but we were naturally created to be slowly? He said, that's also not the problem. Where do you want to go if you crawl quick? He said, I want to go and get food. And he says, you have the drones that can deliver food for you, wherever you are. So keep crawling slowly. This cat will send a drone to deliver food for you. The last but not the least was a cobweb who came and said, Lion, I have heard all the stories, even the AIs, the drones were not fascinating to me. I want to know where we belong to. We always stay in the night and create a wake, but in the morning, a quick Yusuf will scatter everything and I have to start afresh. What is our solution? He said, why do you create a wake? Because I want to have a safe landing. We are going to create a fascinating house for you in the Mars. So when you go to the Mars, nobody comes there to disrupt your nice, beautiful nests. By the end, Lion made a closing remarks. God forbid, may Allah not take our life when Satan will do his closing remarks. May we all be alive in the gate of heaven to listen to the most fascinating opening and closing remark. However, the Lion says, ladies and gentlemen, all of these beautiful things we are discussing are not tied to certificates. The AIs were developed by people without a class of degree. This mechanic lady does not only have to study mechanical engineering first class. This guy may not even have known what carpentry and joinery is back in university. He might have not hit this back at home. This particular young person might have thought, people might have thought that his life has ended But all of these people sharpen us. And that is why the attention and the ovation, the front steps, the side steps, the back steps are all defined by the ability of your brain to think, the connection between your brain and your hands, and even when you don't have them, the reflection from silicon tells you it is possible, but the end result should be you providing a solution to yourself, community, the nation, with a global solution. Sustainable development goals are not only exhaustive, they are just set rules and targets people put for themselves. So you can also have your sustainable development goals. When you say, before year 2023 ends, I should have earned 50 global certificates in mechanical engineering, that is your sustainable development goal. Your ability to achieve all of those ambitious dreams is defined by the level of education you have, not the class of degree. In the end, we always say it ended well. But in Katsina State, TEDx Modoji begs to ask all of us, just like what Marafa said, what is your goal? Are you living your dream? What is your future path? Is that the path you follow? What is your modeling techniques before you get a model? What is your thinking faculty telling you before you read the books? But down in the evening, when the sun is about to set, counting the day as end, what will you say you have achieved? I may not have achieved anything good today, but I'm asking for answer in two ways. One, who are you in the absence of yourself, in the face of the people you represent? Who do you want to be in the future, even if the future is tomorrow, without your papers, certificate, or class of degree? Assalamu alaikum.